Welcome everyone. In today's video I'm going to be doing a walkthrough. There's all sorts going on in my plant collection at the moment and I'm really excited to share with you all the exciting updates. So grab yourself a cup of tea or a coffee and yeah, let's chill out with some plants. So we're starting off with this Diffia Tropic Snow, and I wanted one of these for ages and I finally managed to find one that I liked. This one was a really good price at Dobbies, and yeah, it did have a few spider mites at the time when I brought it home. I didn't actually see them in the shop, but it wasn't a huge deal because it was just a few, so I haven't seen any since I've treated it a couple of times, and it seems to be putting out really lovely big healthy leaves, so I think it's happy. I have been keeping it secluded from my other plants just in case, because you never know, but yeah, I'm really enjoying having this one in my collection. I've wanted a big one of these for a while and I just haven't found the right one at the right price, but really glad that I got this one, and the leaves really are stunning. And then this is another type of Diffia. This one is Diffia Compactor. I'm not sure if it gets as big, probably why it's called Compactor. I think this might be a smaller type. I could be wrong, but I've had this one a while now, since last year, and yeah, it's doing fine. Last year it flowered. It hasn't flowered again this year, but it seems to be putting out lots of lovely new growth. And yeah, I have been a bit bad and accidentally let it dry out too much a couple of times, and it tends to get yellowing leaves when I do that, so I do have to be a little bit careful. But so long as I keep my eye on it, it seems quite happy, and you can see it's putting out plenty of new leaves, which is obviously what we want. But I really enjoy the variegation on this one. I think it's really pretty, and yeah, it does also keep sending out lots of little new growth points as well from the current ones, so that's cool. So now we're moving on to this windowsill, and I have quite a few plants here. I may have to take them down to show you because of the backlight. This is Pepperomia prostrata, otherwise known as string of turtles, and yeah, it's growing really well. I really love this one. So far so good, as long as you give it lots of bright indirect light and yeah, let it dry out between waterings. It seems happy. You can see mine's still a fairly small one, but it was just a couple of tiny little babies when I got it. But I always enjoy looking at this one. I love the leaves, and it's just a really fun plant to grow, so yeah, hopefully long will it last. And then another hanging plant I have here at the moment, this one did have a repot fairly recently. This is my Ripalis Bolivanum, and I took quite a few propagations from this one this year because people wanted some, so I gave a few of those away, and it propagated so easily, and it's also putting out loads of new growth as well, and it just seems to be really flourishing, which is really nice. It keeps on putting out lots of new kind of tendrils, and yeah, it's just one of those favourite plants in the collection for sure. I absolutely love this one. I definitely do want to collect some more Ripalis varieties. I just don't tend to see them around as much, but I really do adore this one. I think it's beautiful. And then this is one of my most recent Hoyas, Hoya Carnosaic. No, I was going to say Hoya Carnosaic Splash, but I think it's Hoya Carnosaic Freckles, one of you said? Yes, Hoya Carnosaic Freckles. Clear to see why, because it's kind of got like a freckly speckling on it, but yeah, I've only had this one probably less than a week, I imagine, so we're not seeing any growth on it yet, but I didn't really expect to. I'm just, you know, giving it lots of bright indirect light, and yeah, just letting it settle in really at the moment. But I have to say I was thrilled to have found this one in Dobbies on my last little trip. They don't have Hoyas very often, and I'm on a bit of a Hoya kick at the moment, so it was just lovely to see this one, and I really do like this one. And then next to it here, this is Hoya Rangan. This is another one that I bought at the same time. This one has beautiful variegation on it. I love it. Again, I've only had it less than a week, so it hasn't exactly started growing yet, but it does look nice and healthy, and it does seem to dry out quite quickly, this one, so maybe it needs a repot, but I want to hold off for a little bit, let it settle in a bit first. But yeah, I'm just over the moon with this one. It's one of my favourites for sure. The shapes of the leaves and the splashiness of it are really pretty, and yeah, it was the only one in the shop, so I was pretty lucky to have got this one, to be honest with you. And then over here is my Variegated Chifflura. This one hasn't really been growing a great deal, and I'm not really sure why. It seems a little bit more tricky than the other umbrella plants I have. I thought maybe it had pests, so I've been spraying it down when I water it, just in case, but I don't know whether maybe it's just taking a little while to take off, but it doesn't seem to be quite as easy growing as my others. It does have a little growth point there coming through, so maybe it's getting ready to grow, but maybe it's just settling in, I don't know. But I've moved it into a slightly brighter spot here in the window in the hope that maybe that will encourage it to grow a little bit more. We'll see what happens with that one. And then nestled over here is my Philodendron Pink Princess, and I will have to get this one out to show you. It's not really doing a huge amount, it's still growing, but every leaf is still getting stuck, so I generally don't tend to help them too much because I have a habit of breaking them, so I just wait, so it does take a while. It still has some nice leaves. I mean, I think they're quite nice. You get a bit of speckly pink here and there. Yeah, I think it's still an interesting plant to grow. This leaf was stuck for the longest time. You can see how kind of crinkled up it is, but it's finally through, and yeah, I expect the next one is getting ready to be stuck for weeks or possibly months on end. But yeah, I just have this one in a nice bright spot, basically letting it do its thing, and it is what it is. I don't think it's ever going to be my favourite plant, but you know, I'm happy to have it in my collection. Then over here I have a Monstera Ansoni mint, and this one got too big for the shelf, so I can't keep it under there anymore. I've got it here in the window because I'm trying to encourage a bit more of the variegation from it. The variegation can be quite subtle with this one, hence why I'm trying to give it a bit more light. Maybe that will encourage it to give out a bit more. I have heard people saying these tend to revert quite easily, so I don't know, but I'm enjoying growing it and I'm okay with it having subtle variegation. It is growing really well and very strong. I currently have kind of a little support stick in there for it. It is going to require repotting, and I'm hoping with the next upsize I'll be able to actually fit a pole in there too. At the moment it's still in a fairly small pot, so I can't really fit a pole in there, so a stick will do for now, but at some point I will give it something a little more substantial to climb, because Adansonii, they do like to climb, and yeah, this one definitely wants to climb. But for now it's in this and it has its stick, so yeah, it will have to be happy with that until it gets into a slightly bigger pot. And then over here is a snake plant. This is the Fernwood snake plant, and I have it here in the window because it does enjoy a lot of light, and I'll just bring it down for you because you can't really see it there with the backlight, but it is growing pretty well. I mean, you can see there's lots of new growth and they're all coming out in different directions, which is nice because I prefer more of a random pattern. But I did take this out of the pot to check if it needed repotting, and it didn't. The roots aren't exactly root bound, so I just put it back in and I've just left it to do its thing really. And then next to it here is another plant that I recently repotted. This is Pepperomia Obtusia, that's it. And yeah, it's just needed a bit more space. It does seem to be putting out some little flower type things at the moment as well. But yeah, this one's a really fast grower, and this was a purchase from Morrison's supermarket, and so I'm pretty amazed that it survived, to be honest with you, because supermarket plants, they don't tend to survive very well for me. But this one has gone the distance and it's growing really nicely, and I'm actually really glad to have this one in my collection. I think it cost me maybe £2 or something like that. It was quite small when I got it, but it seems to be a super fast grower, this one. And so I think that's all of the plants on the shelf here. Next we're moving on to this Syngonium white butterfly. Now I also repotted this one recently. It hasn't really got a permanent spot yet because I just kind of repotted it and popped it there for now. But this one continues to just grow so much. I mean, it is a really fast grower. It has got to the top of its pole now, so I will need to pop another one in there at some point, but it's just growing lovely. I mean, in the wild these are considered an invasive species, kind of like a weed, so it's no wonder really that they grow so prolifically. But yeah, I really enjoy this one, and I've said before I've had this one for a number of years now, so it's had a chance to kind of grow up a bit, and we still don't have mature leaves on it. They're still quite juvenile, but that's okay. It can do whatever it wants. It is turning into kind of a floor plant now at this point, and yeah, I wonder where we'll be with this one this time next year. We'll see what happens, but I just love the leaves on this one. They are so pretty. And just here at the back, I've turned it around for you. You can see there's a lot of smaller ones in here. This is because last year I popped in a whole bunch of propagations to kind of fill out the back of it here, and eventually of course they will grow up the pole, but they are really thriving in there too. So yeah, I've really put in quite a few plants into this pot now, so I'm pretty sure we'll have a big plant next year. But there's another vine there which is kind of hanging down. I need to tie that to the pole. Not sure where that came from. I guess maybe it just grew without me noticing. This is one that just grows so many leaves. I generally don't tend to notice every single new one because, as I say, I have really filled the pot up here. But yeah, I really enjoy growing kind of big bushy Syngoniums. I enjoy propagating them and making them fuller over time, so that's what I've done with this one, and it's been a fun project over the years. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, here is another plant that I very recently got. These are two black cardinals, Filidendran black cardinals, that I got as an absolute bargain from Lidl, and a lot of you guys said you also got one of these as well. Aren't the leaves stunning on this one? It has some really big glossy leaves. I love the colour of this one. It's so deep and glossy, and I don't get that many dark leaf plants, so it's nice to find one now and again. See, there's another new leaf coming out there. Both plants have got a new leaf on the way, which is really exciting. I can't wait to see what they look like. But yeah, I think it's a stunning plant. And then this is my Pelleonia Repens Variegated. This is one that Grow Tropical sent me, and it's doing really well. It seems to be settling in nicely. We do have some new leaves popping out, and they've come out nice and healthy, so I think it's happy. I was a little bit worried I may not have the right level of humidity for this one, but so far it seems okay, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it seems to be doing well though, so yeah, I'm just kind of learning as I go along with this one, because it's not one that I have a huge amount of experience with, but I'm certainly doing my best for it, and I've looked up care advice for it, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it thriving. And then over here is my little pot of Sebu Blue, Epipremnum pinnatum Sebu Blue this is, and this is a pot full of propagations that I took. I actually took these during the winter time. I used the heated propagator to get them going, and they were basically just sticks to start with, wet sticks in the end. And this is what we've got so far, and it's looking absolutely stunning. Beautiful pot of Sebu Blue here. Considering maybe putting this in with my big Sebu Blue that I've got growing up a pole, but we'll see what happens. At the moment it's just kind of fun to watch it thriving and growing. And yeah, then another one that I also propagated is this Raphidora Tetrasperma. I think I propagated this one more than 6 months ago, and it's doing really well. It's really flourishing now. It's definitely got into its groove and it's growing very, very fast, which I did expect it to grow fast because I've heard it's a fast growing plant, but yeah, again, this one needs a repot. It's drying out incredibly fast and it probably needs something to climb to, so I will have to do that at some point. But just love this plant. It's always been a favourite of mine. I've always loved it. And then over here I have this little Agenema Bamboo, and it's doing really well. Look at this new leaf that it's just put out, the beautiful variegation on it. It's so shiny, very pretty. This is another one that Grow Tropical sent me, and I haven't repotted this one up, but I have just added a bit more potting mix to the top there because it had some exposed roots, but it also has a little baby coming out of the soil as well, and it seems to be doing really well. It's really happy, just as easy as any other Agenema that I've had really, and yeah, it's a fun little plant to grow. And then here is my Philodendron Jose Bruno. We'll have to put this one on the floor because it's growing all this way and that. So you kind of need to do a full 360 on this one to see it properly. But it continues to put out these gorgeous leaves with random variegation that I just absolutely love. You get all these kind of minty greens and dark greens and whites, and it's so fun to grow. I do think that this one will probably need to be a floor plant soon. It's quite a big leaf plant and mine isn't even that big yet. You can see there's another leaf coming out there. It is definitely a philodendron that takes up space, but it's worth it because just look at all these stunning leaves. I just really find this one interesting. Such a beautiful plant, and I love that it grows fast too. It was fairly small when I got it, so to see it now getting nice and big is really fun. And yeah, if you're thinking of getting one of these, definitely do. It's really easy and beautiful, and yeah, just look at all the beautiful variegation in it. I could just look at it forever. It really is like a work of art, each leaf. They're all different, and yeah, I generally spend quite a while just gazing at this one, just looking at the leaves. I mean, it's interesting how the white part of the leaf comes out smaller, isn't it, than the green. And then this one here I just absolutely love. This one came out completely different. I love this leaf. It's really beautiful. But yeah, I love this one. And again, I repotted this one fairly recently, so hopefully this one won't need another pot now until we go into next year's spring. So it's just doing its thing for now, growing beautifully. There it is back in its spot. I've turned it round so the bit that was facing the window is now facing outwards, so it looks a little bit better like that, doesn't it? And then another of my favourite philodendrons here, this is my Philodendron Painted Lady, and I just absolutely adore this one. Again, it has beautiful variegation. They kind of come out a bit more yellowy and then fade out to green, but if you look closely you can see the kind of the painted effect on them. This one here has a really cool kind of dark green chunk, but yeah, this is another one that I just gaze at quite a bit. It grows fairly fast, it's very consistent with its growth, and yeah, it's not really a demanding plant. It's one of those really easy philodendrons, and it's really satisfying to grow because again, every leaf you get is completely different, as you can see, and it's I think it's a really beautiful plant, one that I had on my wish list for ages, and just really happy to have a healthy one of this. I did have a smaller one a while ago that didn't make it, but this one's really flourishing, as you can see, and yeah, it has a little stick as a support at the moment, but next time I upsize the pot for this one, I will probably give it a pole of some type to climb. And then another of my projects, this is my Syngonium mottled or Syngonium Mojito. This is another Syngonium that I completely chopped back. I chopped it back and I also added a bunch of propagations back into the pot, again with the goal of getting a really full plant, and it really is starting to fill out now. And honestly, I think this plant's incredible. The different leaves it throws out. I mean, look at this one, it's got kind of a dark edging to it and then a lighter middle with the mottling, and then this one here is completely different. Not only are they always different in their variegation, they come out with different shapes too, like this one here is a bit funky. I just love that. This one here is really weird. This is one of my favourite leaves. I love the fact that it just keeps putting out all sorts of weird and wonderful leaves, and I get really excited to see the new ones come out, and as they kind of harden off you can see the variegation more and more. This is a new one here, again just beautiful mottled variegation. I think mottled variegation is probably my favourite type of variegation, I have to say, if I had to choose. But yeah, I'm working on making this plant into a really big one. I want it to grow really tall as well. I want to keep extending the pole, just have a really tall full Syngonium Mojito. So yeah, we'll see what happens over the next year. It's going to be massive eventually. I just have to be really careful that I don't let it get eaten by pests or fall victim to root rot or anything. But look at this leaf here, it's kind of starting to lobe out. They're all different, and yeah, I just absolutely love this one. Can't stop looking at all the leaves with them being so different. It really is probably, would I say it's my favourite plant? It's definitely in my top favourites list, but yeah, it's my favourite weirdo, this one, and it loves this spot by the window as well. It really seems to be thriving here. Just got to be careful I don't let it dry out. And then another Syngonium that I am absolutely in love with is this one, Syngonium Elbow, and this one's really coming into its own now. It's starting to really get into its swing when it comes to growth. I did repot this one as well, and yeah, give it just a little bit more room to grow. Again, it hasn't got anything to climb yet because it's not quite at that stage. It's still in quite a small pot, but it is starting to vine now, and it's starting to grow quite fast. So I think that at some point it's definitely going to need something to climb. But look at the beautiful leaves it's putting out. The variegation on this one again are just like art to me. Everyone is different, and it's a really exciting plant to grow for that reason, because I never know what's going to come out next. There's one with a bit of a almost a half moon there, and yeah, I love it when they come out splashy like these ones here. Really pretty, and yeah, I'm just in awe of this plant. I think it's one of my favourites of my whole collection. Can't wait to see it getting massive. Hopefully next year I'll be able to offer this one up to people if they would like a cutting. This year it wasn't ready, it was too small, but next year, if anyone fancies this one, anyone that knows me, I mean, not just anyone on the internet, but yeah, absolutely love this one. And again, it was very high on my wish list, this one, and luckily I've managed to get hold of one and keep it alive so far. So this is another one that doesn't really like to dry out completely, so I have to be a bit careful with that. But then in the winter months they tend to like to dry out just a little bit more, so you do have to be kind of on the ball with that. And then over here on my shelf, let's have a look what we have here. First we're going to go to the purple passion vine, and this one's grown really well. This is another one that I restarted at the beginning of spring. I chopped it all up. I gave a load of the propagations away to people, and then I kept some for me in this pot, and they're just doing really well. I love how some of them are just still short and sticking up, and then there's just one vine hanging. I just love it. It's a really cool plant. Yeah, it's kind of a rebellious plant. It just does what it wants, which I kind of like about this plant. It's definitely a fun one to grow. It does tend to grow out of its pot fairly fast, I find. So yeah, it does need repotting now and again. And I found this really cool pot for it. I got this from Homesense, but I just thought it really complemented the purple. I thought it looked really nice. And then next to it I've got my Pepperomia Hope. This one continues to grow very nicely. It's starting to vine, as you can see, but it's got lots of lovely new growth. I don't think it's going to become a very full plant until maybe next year. I think it maybe needs another growing season. I mean, we do still have some of summer left at the moment, but we only have like a month left of summer. I know it goes so quickly, but yeah, maybe this one will properly take off, so to speak, next year, I think. I mean, to be fair, it was a really small plant that I started with, so we'll see what happens next year. I could always do a little bit of chopping and propping. And then here is my moonshine snake plant, and you might be able to see a flower popping out there in the centre. It's a very weird flower, isn't it? I've never had a snake plant flower before, and this is what we've got so far. Yeah, it's a strange flower and it's very interesting to watch. I was quite surprised when I first saw it because I've never seen one in a snake plant before. Obviously snake plants do flower, but I've just never had one flower. So yeah, it's quite a fluffy flower, isn't it? But yeah, again, this one's doing really well. It's obviously not the fastest grower, but it's healthy. And over here is my Filidendran Billet. This one's doing really well. It's growing some nice leaves. That one there has kind of had its tip stuck for a while. I'm not touching it though. I dare not. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I do not want to damage it. I've had a few incidents lately with helping leaves, so I've kind of just learned to leave them alone. But it does seem really happy, and I did repot this one recently as well. And then over here on the shelf is my Black Pagoda lipstick plant. This is another one that I took a few cuttings from for people this year, and it's just been going wild, to be honest. It seems to be growing so nicely and really lush new growth coming out all over the place. Look at these brand new leaves here. The areas where I took the cuttings from, it's definitely growing back nice and full from those areas, so it does respond well to being pruned, which is nice. But yeah, I think it's just a cool, fun plant, and it's got lots of new kind of growth coming out of the pot as well, which is nice. So hopefully that will fill it out a bit over time. But yeah, really enjoying having this one at the minute. And then this is one of my newest Aglionemas, Aglionema Aqua Green. I just love the colours on this one. It's so chill and really relaxing for my eyes when I look at it personally. It has had a new leaf, and it's got another little leaf on the way. In there, I hope it's a new leaf and not a flower. I will definitely be chopping it off if it's a flower, because I'm looking for the leaves. But yeah, beautiful Aglionema, this one. I really do love this one, and I was quite lucky to have found it too in the garden centre. Never seen it before. And then over on this shelf we have a few things. I think we'll start with this string of hearts. This one recently got repotted because it was very root bound, and you can see back here I did actually also pot a few propagations in there too. Obviously they haven't quite taken off yet, but they are starting to grow, so that should kind of help to fill it out a bit over time. But it seemed okay with being repotted. It's still growing and thriving. It hasn't thrown a tantrum or anything, so yeah, it's still nice and long. I did attempt to untangle this one, but it's just impossible. I did lose a few hearts in doing that, but yeah, I tried to untangle it so it looked nice for you guys, but I just couldn't do it. It's too far gone. We're gonna have to just accept it, I think, as it is. It's just not gonna happen. And then next to it I've got my Epipremnum Pinnatum marble. This is another one that I got from Grow Tropicals. I can't remember how long ago I bought this one, but I just love this one. I've been after this plant for a while, and so when it came up on Grow Tropicals, I had to snap it up, of course. But it's a really beautiful variety of Epipremnum, and you can see it does fenestrate, and really it does need something to climb, and I do intend to get it climbing. At the moment it's not really ready because the pot's too small, and yeah, it's just not ready for a bigger pot yet, so I've decided to just let it trail for the time being, and when I put it in a bigger pot I will give it something to climb. Just got to be patient, it's not quite ready yet, but it has stunning variegation. Again, it has that mottled variegation that I really like, and it's quite random too. You get kind of different chunks of dark green, and then you get the mottled variegation, and again I really love that about this plant. But yeah, it's really beautiful. These leaves here are stunning. Kind of has the same variegation as Epipremnum aureum marble queen, sort of. But yeah, it's growing nicely. It seems very happy, so really happy with that. And then over here I have my Dishidia Oanthavaragata, and this one, Dishidias are actually related to Hoyas, but this one also got a repot fairly recently. It was a little bit tricky to repot, I have to say, because the roots are really fine on this one, but it is a beautiful plant, and I'm really glad I found this one because you don't really see this one around much, or at least I don't, so I was quite happy to have seen it, and it's putting out lots of lovely new little vines from the soil too, and I just think it's a really pretty plant. It's really nice. It's quite succulenty, and it looks really nice hanging on a shelf. It has some lovely variegation too. Sometimes you'll get kind of more white leaves with a little bit of green, and then other times it will be more like this with kind of mintiness throughout, which is really nice. But yeah, lovely plant. And then moving down to this shelf, we have over here is my Heartleaf Philodendron, and it really is thriving. You can see I haven't had this one that long either. It was only a tiny plant when I got it, and it's already starting to kind of vine out of the pot. It's a really happy plant, very easy to take care of, and yeah, one of my favourites. I know it's super common and everything, but I'm really glad I got this one. I wanted one for a while, and yeah, really glad that I've added it to my collection. It really is looking beautiful. I mean, it really is just simply beautiful, this one. It doesn't need any kind of gimmicks. It just is one of those lovely plants as it is. And then over here, in contrast, we have more of a variegated plant. This is an Epipremnum Enjoy, and it has been putting out slightly smaller leaves lately, and I'm not sure whether it might be it's not getting enough light, or maybe it's root bound again. I don't know. I only just repotted it though, so to think that it might be root bound again, I don't really want to take it out and check, because you know, it has a few brown bits too here and there, but not too bad, as you can see. But yeah, I don't really want to take it out of the pot again, because I've just repotted it, so I'm just waiting and seeing at the moment. We'll see what happens. It's still growing, but it's just smaller leaves, so I don't know. It's hard to know whether to take action or not. Got some new growth there as well. Because sometimes when you have a plant trailing, it will put out smaller leaves, so could just be that as well. You know, I don't really want to take it out of its pot again when it's just been repotted to check again. I guess I'm just a bit worried it might get stressed. But anyway, it does look really nice still, and I am loving it. I think it's got really pretty variegation, and so far, as I say, minimal browning. Here and there I get a bit on the white parts. And then another Agenema that I bought recently. Really love this one. Still not 100% on the ID of this one, but I think it's really pretty. And yeah, it's put out one new leaf so far, and it's got another on the way since I bought it, so Aglaonemas don't tend to be really super fast growers anyway, but it seems to be fairly consistent and it seems happy. I did actually repot it because it was very root bound, so yeah, it's got a new pot, but it seems very happy. The leaves seem very healthy, and yeah, it's just one of those fuss-free Aglaonemas. Then over here is my Monstera Ansoni. This one is growing pretty fast at the moment, as it does tend to during the summer. During the summer it will put out just so much growth. We've got vines coming out all over the place here. It grows super fast, and yeah, I'm just letting it go wild at the moment, letting it do its thing. And yeah, it did also get a repot too, so it has a little bit more room to grow. But yeah, it's a fairly happy plant, fairly easy to care for. No pests so far this year, fingers crossed. And then this is another philodendron that I'm just in love with. I absolutely love this one. This is the Filidendran Billet, and yeah, just look at those long leaves. I didn't used to be a fan of longleaf plants, but this one changed me. Along with the Billet, I now absolutely love longleaf philodendrons, and I love the silvery sheen that you get on this one as well. It's really pretty. Yeah, it does seem to be staying upright at the moment, even though it is a climber. At some point I'll have to give it something to climb, but it's fairly light. It's not like a really thick vine. So we just move that out of the way. You can see my green Chifflura here. This is my oldest Chifflura that I've had the longest. I think I've had it a couple of years at least, and it has had another repot because this one gets root bound so fast, and it really is flourishing. You can see it has lots of new growth, lovely healthy shiny leaves, and yeah, it's on its way to turning into a little tree. Another Aglaonema here. This is Agenema Silver Bay. This one is well and truly settled into its environment now, and it really is just putting out many new leaves. You can see lots of new growth coming out. It's growing a little bit faster too now that it's settled in. I did repot this one, and yeah, it's just really happy. I have it on the floor here because they don't like to be too close to the light, so I find that they're quite good floor plants, especially since they look better viewed from above as well. As you can see all that beautiful silvery variegation. Really beautiful plant. And then over here we have a few plants. We've got my Begonia maculata. I repotted this one recently because I thought it was root bound. Turned out it wasn't actually root bound when I took it out of the pot, but I thought whilst I had it out of the pot, might as well put some new potting mix in, so I did do that, and it seems okay. Maybe it slowed down its growth a little bit after the repot, but that's fairly normal. And then over here is my variegated peace lily. This one was having some browning, but you can see on this new leaf here there's no browning on the tip. I've just been really trying to keep up with the watering on this one. It does suffer with brown tips if I let it dry out too much, so I do need to be quite careful of that. And I am getting better, and hopefully the leaves will stay looking much nicer if I stay on top of that. And then over here I've got my Ficus alii. Absolutely love this one, very easy care. It's basically a small tree, and yeah, unlike other rubber plants, it's got more kind of elongated leaves, which I really like. A lot of the rubber plants have ficus plants have more of the rounded leaves. This one has these kind of long ones, which I think are really pretty and dainty, but it just makes a really good plant for this corner here. It kind of fills the boring old wall space up there with something nice, but it does, yeah, it grows quite fast as well. And then next to it here we have my Filidendran Brazil, and yeah, this one continues to grow super fast. Philodendron Brazils, they do grow fast. I mean, you can see here how long the vines are, right back there, very long, and yeah, it's just a loving life basically, this one. And yeah, they do tend to grow really fast, Philodendron Brazils, and they have this beautiful kind of lime green variegation on them. Some of them come out with more lime green than others, and again, I really like that about this plant. Each leaf is kind of different and fun, and yeah, I know a lot of you guys like this plant too. And next to it is this lovely Epipremnum Aureum Neon. It kind of almost looks a bit lemony, doesn't it? I really like it next to my other plants because it kind of stands out. You can really see it because of the colour of the leaves. Again, this one has really long vines right now, and it's just really thriving. I did actually repot this one as well, just to give it a slightly bigger size because it was starting to get root bound. I love when it does this too, when you get kind of dark green around the edges here and there. I really love that about this plant. But yeah, a nice easy care plant, very fast grower. Love this one. And then this is my Philodendron Florida Green. I'm absolutely in love with this plant. It's climbing well on this pole. I also got this lovely new pot for it, which I think it looks really nice in. But I've always been a huge fan of this one, and this one started out as just a tiny plant. This is another one that I bought from Grow Tropicals, but since I've given it this pole, it's just loved climbing, and it's just really doing really well and thriving. It's one of my favourite plants. It just keeps putting out new leaves, as you can see, and now it's getting into its groove, so to speak. It's growing quite fast, and I'm just loving it. It's really exciting to see these new leaves coming in. It's definitely lived up to my expectations. Wishlist plants don't always do that, do they? But this one in particular, it definitely has. And this is a bit of a sad story. It's my Thaumatophyllum sprucianum, and this one had some really big leaves when I bought it. All the mature big leaves just died. I don't know why, but it has all this new growth coming out. You can see it is growing new leaves. I thought maybe it was root bound, because that would be the obvious thing. So I took it out of the pot, but not root bound, sorry, root rot. Either root rot or root bound, but it was neither. The roots were perfectly healthy, but I just potted it up in some new potting mix, and it seems to be growing. So it's a mystery to me, that one. I don't know what happened there. And then here I have my string of pearls. It seems to be doing really well. No problems at the moment. I know some of you have said that you found this one tricky, and I've been thinking, how long is this going to last? Am I eventually going to run into problems? But so far it's been fine. I've been getting on really well with it, and it seems to be growing really well. I think maybe it might need a repot, but I'm a bit scared to do it because I don't know, maybe that will be the thing that makes it die on me. I don't know. And then this is my Philodendron Prince of Orange, and we all love it, don't we, when they start putting out this new leaf and we get the lovely orange colour. So this one actually has 2 growth points now as well. It's put out an extra one, so it does have 2 growth points at the moment, which is nice. So it will help make it into a filler plant. But yeah, definitely one of my favourite philodendrons for sure. I still adore this one. I've had this one for quite some time now, over a year at least. It was one that I bought last year. I think I got it from Dobbies. And then this is another of my newest Chiffluras with this just weird mottled variegation on it. I'd never seen one of these before, and just had to get it. It's definitely a unique umbrella plant, and it does seem to be an active growth. There's new leaves growing out all over the place, so it seems to be healthy. I haven't watered it yet because it hasn't dried out, but I did put it in this pot. I thought it kind of went quite well. It's almost a bit alien-y. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but to me it does. But it kind of has almost a reptilian look to it, if you know what I mean. But I just love this one, and I really hope it grows well, because I think it might become one of my top favourites for sure. Let's just hope that it really does well and takes off. But yeah, absolutely love this one. Really happy that I found it. And then we're going to do my Hoyas next. Now I usually keep them on this lower shelf, but they're under a grow light here, which isn't on at the moment. Bit awkward for me to show you there, so I'm going to get them out one by one. This is my Coroniana, I think it's Coroniana Super Silver. Yes. Now I am having quite a lot of new growth with this one. I'm seeing many new leaves coming out. You can see them all over the place. Lots of lovely new growth. But at the very same time, I'm also getting a few kind of leaves that are shriveling up like this. I'm not really sure why. I thought maybe it was the fact that the grow light was too strong. So I kind of moved it away from the grow light so it's not quite so close. Because I am keeping it well watered. They almost look a bit dehydrated sometimes. I don't think I'm overwatering it. I don't think I'm underwatering it. I don't think I am. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting the odd leaf that's coming off like this. If any of you guys know what this could be, you know, do let me know. I haven't had it on any of my other ones yet. As I say, it does also have loads of new growth as well. So I don't know. I guess I could have a look in the pot and see what's going on with the roots at some point, but I kind of wanted to wait until it's settled in a bit more. But yeah, maybe it was just the grow light, I don't know. We'll see what happens. See if it's a bit happier now I've moved it away from the grow light a little bit more. And then this is another Hoya that I've had. I'm not sure how long I've had this now. It must be less than a month though. This is Hoya Flamingo Dreams. This kind of has put out some new growth, but it's mostly all white leaves, so unfortunately that's not really helping it to get going, so to speak, because obviously there's no chlorophyll in them. Over here it's put out these two new baby white leaves, ghost leaves, but yeah, we need a few more leaves with some more green in really, so we'll see what happens. It needs just a bit more time, I think, to get going, but we don't really want to be having these super white leaves, but it is what it is. And then this is my Hoya verticillata black edge or black margin. This one's growing super well. It's got so much new growth. I can't believe how much it's flourished in the short time that I've had it. You can see all the new leaves that it's currently putting out. It really is flourishing, this one. It seems to be loving life. It's really settling in well. I just love the texture of the leaves on this one. But yeah, it's really doing well. So far, it's got to be my fastest growing Hoya so far. It's definitely putting out the most growth out of all of them. It seems very happy, and yeah, I really do love this one. It's definitely top of my favourite Hoyas list. I love the texture on it and the black margins to the leaves. It kind of gives it a bit of an artistic look, if you know what I mean, as though the leaves have been drawn. But yeah, just absolutely love this one. It's definitely very high on my favourites list right now. Another Hoya I'm loving is this one. This is my Hoya Carnosaic tricolour, and you can see the new leaves have a kind of a pinky colour, which is really nice, really pretty. And yeah, this one seems to be, I wouldn't say it's growing fast, but it's certainly growing more than some of my other Hoyas. It's putting out these lovely new growth points. You can see there's a few just kind of popping out all over the place. It's quite easy to see new growth on this one too, because it generally comes out a little bit pink. Not always, but some of them do. There's another little one there, look, a new vine popping out, another one over here. So yeah, quite excited to see this one growing. It's a really nice Hoya. I do really enjoy this one. It's very pretty, and I think with that kind of fleeting pink that the leaves have when they first come out, it almost adds an extra little thing to it, hence the name tricolour, of course. But yeah, I love the inner variegation on this one too. It's really pretty. Really enjoying growing this one. I love it. Yeah, just excited to see it grow over time, really. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Take care.